I'm working on earning every obtainable trophy in the Need for Speed series. Last time we did Payback, and today we are doing...
If you catch fire, run. You'll burn faster.
Need for Speed Heat was released in 2019, developed by Ghost Games, published by EA Games, and right off the bat, with one more Need for Speed game to go, this is so far my favorite modern one. The worst aspects about Payback? The microtransactions? Shitty upgrade systems? All gone. We have a shit ton of cars that you can customize for road, off-road, and drifting, and replacing the familiar day and night cycle is a creative way of earning cash and rep. During the day, we take part in some pro street-like legal events, where our main reward is cash for upgrading and customizing our car. We do need to unlock them first though, and we do that during the night when we take part in illegal street races to gain a reputation, as well as participate in police pursuits, which are insane to a certain extent. We also have a corrupt cops versus racer story, but unfortunately it's short, cheesy as hell, and so uninteresting to the point that it's the game's worst aspect in my opinion. However, I was having enough fun that it's whatever. As for the trophies, we have 43 to get, including the platinum, with an abysmal amount of collectibles and activities. This is ridiculous, but by collecting them we will get rewarded with visual customizations, vehicles, and even rep and cash for some. It is quite time-consuming, which is to be expected, but they're not annoyingly difficult. That being said, let's start with a cutscene of the corrupt cocks we'll be taking on, and our first race where we can hear Yuri Lowenthal voicing Richie.
I'm serious, he's bad news!
However, that's all that EA could afford him for, so we're never gonna see him again. We crash our car during the pursuit, and the three cop villains are present at the scene: Mercer, Shaw, and Torres. We now need to skip down and go back to Ventura Bay, baby!
I'm going back to Ventura and I'm taking Richie with me.
I wonder if this guy's the 2015 Need for Speed protagonist. We'll now get to choose our character model, which we can also customize, and I appreciate this. Any RPG mechanics present in any game gets a thumbs up from me. We also meet Lucas Rivera, not sure if he's affiliated with Gaia Rivera from Payback, and get to choose our first car. With that done, we get our first trophy. Welcome to Palm City for picking your first ride. It also appears that we have the keys to the map installed, revealing all the collectibles and activities from the get-go. That's because several years ago it was free, and I do love me some free shit. Not that it's a necessity, cause I would have just used an online map to find these things. We see several other characters that we'll meet in some side stories, as well as Anna, Lucas's sister, who introduces us to the nighttime racing. After the event, we return to the safe house and earn humble beginnings for reaching rep level 2. There's also a very weird and distracting headlight glitch that kept appearing throughout the game, but like I said in the beginning, we finally have the classic upgrade system back. We can even tune exhaust sounds if we want. Unsurprisingly, the wraps also make a return, and for applying one to our car, we got Wrap It Up. The transition between day and nighttime from the open world is really sick, and I never got tired of seeing it. And once we reached Heat level 2, we earned the trophy Don't Quit Your Day Job for completing your first daily challenge. With some critical damage done to our car, we visited a gas station to repair it and earned At the Last Second. We continued with the pursuit, and the whole nighttime is essentially the Dark Souls mechanic from Need for Speed Rivals without the gadgets. The more races you participate in, the more chaos you create, the more rep you earn in a single session. The Heat level also acts as a multiplier, meaning even more reputation. I do love me some reputation. These can be fun, but at this point in time, I kind of underestimated the pursuits, because if you don't escape the cops and reach a safe house, you lose all that rep and then some, because you also need to pay the police with the cash you earn during the day. Which is what happened here, as I got absolutely group fucked. We customized our car some more, including the exhaust sound, and after we passed the finish line, we earned Hear Me Roar for winning a race with a tuned exhaust sound. We also got into another night race, and after I won it, I went straight to the safe house because I was genuinely terrified of triggering a pursuit. It's like playing a survival game. Anna now gets her car impounded by the dick cop Shaw and his weird-ass fucking smile. He does quite a good job in being hateful.
Why do you need the keys? Keys!
After some more cutscenes, we get the trophy Consider Yourself Noticed for completing Chapter 1. As always, I gotta take a moment of appreciation to the soundtrack, and in the garage and during the loading sequences, we have some very nice music and instrumentals playing. But I think that the nighttime has some of the best tracks. We even have a song from Ina, whose music I actually grew up with. Made some more progress, built our car for full-on race mode, and by winning an event with it, we received the trophy Redline. We also tried to grab some of the street art in order to see how difficult they are to get, and so far, it's not too bad. It's also nice that some of these are the previous Need for Speed logos. We also got introduced to drifting yet again, and it's quite entertaining to be fair. Drifting has been mostly cool since 2015. Aside from this, we'll also take on the off-road storyline as well as the street racing ones we started with Dex. Variety is important, that's why I like the occasional black dip. Did another story mission where Anna had a bit of fun with Shaw's vehicle, and we unlocked the last collectible, the flamingo statues, which, by destroying all of them, will unlock the Cayman GT4, which I'm quite interested in. It also helps that by knocking them out, we earn a small amount of cash and rep, which makes seeking them rewarding. Now, during this, I didn't get the activities, which are in an even greater amount than collectibles, cause obviously we'll need a much better car for those. I thought that by getting the flamingos and as many billboards I could find, since some are more doable with a slower car, I'd earn enough cash and rep to breeze through the story and unlock more stuff. That being said, this gave me the opportunity to explore the map, and I do love this open world. It really doesn't feel as deserted as Paybacks, and you can really go nuts around it. The verticality is insane too, you can jump off hills and do all sorts of crazy shit with some understandable limitations. Because it's actually so varied, some of the collectibles will have you think outside the box to reach them. The one thing that I truly appreciated is the incredible destructible environment, which is so welcome. Many times I expected to drop dead in front of a tree, but I was surprised to see that it broke like a piece of plywood. Realistic? Absolutely not. Fun? You bet your ass it is. The fact that I can keep some momentum in a game that is supposed to be arcadey and over the top is perfectly fine by me, so yes, I'm having the time of my life. Also, rest in peace Need for Speed World. I played a shit ton of it in high school because I didn't have money to pay for games, and I had some amazing times grinding the same races over and over again for cash. Found the GOAT street art, which was hidden quite well, an abandoned prison, Most Wanted 2012, got to edge on this bridge, and with the final one retrieved, earned the trophy Grapher for finding all street art. We upgraded our car a bit to reach the remaining flamingo areas, and for that we got the trophy Get Shrimpin' for finding all flamingos. With the Cayman GT4 unlocked, we will absolutely use this now. We changed our license plate number to a condiment and got Change My Name. And man, this Cayman looks absolutely gorgeous, especially during the loading screen sequences. We're now going in a nighttime race where Anna, without a vehicle, took the car that her and Lucas's dad drove back in the day without Lucas's permission. He will not be happy. Shaw then arrives to take her out, but we are the one that takes care of his ass. With Shaw's car wrecked, the dirty money he had in the trunk is now spread amongst the people out there, and that's actually all we'll ever see of him. Extremely underwhelming is an understatement to the end of this feud between our character and Shaw. Lucas is naturally pissed off at Anna, and for good reason. She's actually insufferable, immature, and irresponsible. But you know, things will get settled because family. We now got Worlds Collide for completing Chapter 2. It's time for our first off-road event where we got the trophy Swappin' for winning an event in a vehicle with an engine swap that's actually not even ours, but I'll take it. We also go through a time trial that's essentially a race where we need to beat other players' times, and by winning, we get 2 racers, 1 event for beating your first crew time trial. A very ballsy name for probably being a reference to the infamous 2 Girls 1 Cup. If you don't know what that is, don't Google it. You'll hate me later. Our next cutscene now sees 2 Girls 1 Cop, who's actually Torres, one of the corrupt ones that's trying to make a deal with us to take care of Mercer. For having both auxiliary part slots equipped and winning an event, we got the trophy Tekken. These are similar to the Hot Pursuit and Rivals gadgets, but simplified and used more for defense or to help recharge NOS. With a much better card now, I'm starting to get a hang of these nighttime pursuits. Our next story mission revolves around doing an activity that every gamer loves, trailing missions. We find Anna's car that's getting dissected, and also a vehicle that looks surprisingly familiar. We also participate in a race together with Anna and some big shots who we're trying to impress to get that sweet rep. Naturally, things don't go to plan and cops are after us, which didn't leave quite the good impression.
Rivera, you're dead. You led me into some bullshit trap?
We now reach the classic Need for Speed ridiculousness that are some of these cutscenes. By reaching our garage, Lucas is held hostage by Mercer, who uses him as leverage to take us with him. And apparently Lucas is a fucking Jedi or something, because he is able to get those keys with his hands tied behind his back and drive his car into Mercer's. Not only that, but apparently Mercer has a concussion while Lucas, tortured, beat up, and who's just been in a crash, is able to run to Mercer and punch him so hard that knocks him out. Yeah. Anna then gets Mercer's laptop and we go to Lucas's secret garage to earn Home from Home for completing Chapter 3. Time to start having some fun during nighttime, and because we have a high enough rep level, we have unlocked high heat races that give the best performance parts the game has for us. I also love how edgy the starting line is. The catch here is that once you win, you need to reach a safe house to store all the rep you earned as well as that specific part, which we failed this time around. But during my next session, I wanted to jump off a ramp to try and escape the cops, and I failed yet again. However, it seems that the cops are from the Tommy Vercetti bloodline and die when jumping in the water. We get reset ourselves with some damage to our vehicle that's completely worth it. With that in mind, the two areas I've used most are the ones here that after jumping, the cops either crash or stop pursuing. Or the docks where there are so many ramps and places to hide above that the cop vehicles have no way of reaching. Not only that, but there's even a safe house and gas station nearby. We will, of course, shamelessly abuse this a lot from here on out, and this simple trick made the whole nighttime racing a joke. It's still dangerous, especially when you're in the middle of the map, but if you reach some of these mentioned areas or similar ones, it's Jover. In our next event, we earned another trophy, component parts, for winning a race with handling parts for maximum road traction equipped. I also unlocked some black market missions along with an Aston Martin, so there's quite a lot of content in this game. It's time to finish the story. We leaked the data that we found in the laptop retrieved from Mercer's car. He now got suspended and obviously wasn't too happy about it. We go to the docks where he's supposed to be fleeing from, and it's all about the fan service, boy, because he gets out of a container with the most wanted M3 and tries to escape. We knock some sense into him, break down his car, and see Torres come up and leave the whole scene with a cliffhanger because we don't know if he got shot or not, and to be honest, I don't even care. But I do care about our next trophy that we got, Merciless, for completing Chapter 4. Torres is promoted to Lieutenant and is now responsible for taking care of the street racers around Palm City. One final corny cutscene with Lucas and Anna, and that's it for the main story. It was okay. Very short if you don't take into account the things you need to do in between, and also pretty cheesy, but I mean that's whatever. It didn't suck, which is a huge plus for a Need for Speed game as far as stories go. We also got rewarded with the M3 GTR for free! I expected this to be purchasable through some microtransaction, but we got it just for completing the campaign. Yeah, this game is fucking good, exactly how it's supposed to be. We still have the other side stories to go through, so let's get them out of the way. The first one is Dex and his street racing, but we'll also do some more nighttime events to raise that rep level. Naturally, the ramps are king, and we also participated in our first Heat 5 event, which we won, of course. Finished this night session and received the most wanted for winning a high Heat 5 race and returning to the garage. By winning Dex's last event, we'll receive two nice rewards. The first one is the trophy Friends Reunited for completing the race driving story, and the second is Eddie's Skyline for the third time. Such a beauty, although it's concerning that it has such low specs. Regardless, it's time for the drifting storyline, and I'll do the unthinkable and convert the most wanted M3 to drifting. I can already feel the nails hitting my palms while being crucified by the Need for Speed community. Naturally, I also tried to get some of the drifting activities with this, and they are much more difficult than I expected. I spent half an hour on this one alone, played with the live tuning, and did everything I could without any progress. This car is probably not suited for drifting, which makes sense. That being said, we got the one vehicle that I love and am comfortable with drifting, which is the RX-7. I am nailing these now. For the next couple of hours I've just been drifting and I've enjoyed it quite a lot. Despite the difficulty of some of the drift zones, it was still fun. I also tried some nighttime drifting events and we got the trophy Sideways Style for winning a race with handling parts for maximum drift. To alleviate the monotony of the drift zones, I also finished this discipline storyline that was extremely short, but we got rewarded with the trophy Carving Turns, as well as another classic vehicle, Rachel's 350Z from Underground 2. very sick and nostalgic car for me personally, since it's from my most played Need for Speed game ever, so seeing it here makes this game even better. We pushed on with the rest of the drift zones remaining, and although we didn't get 3 stars, we still got for completing all drift zones. We eventually got 3 stars on all to get them over with, and it's time for the off-road storyline. For that, we'll use Earl's Evo 9 that clips through the floor, but on the dirt it handles like a dream. After we tuned it for maximum off-road, similar to the other trophies that we had and won a race, we got the Hackney Dream. With this powertrain of an off-road vehicle, it's time to get as many jump activities as possible, which we started doing. We can also handle the cops quite easily, so we're trying to get as much rep as possible too. This night session has been going so well that I tried to get the 1 million rep for one of our trophies, and since we're only 175k away from rep level 50, we can get 2 birds with 1 stone. Thanks to our Darth Vader mobile, we went ahead to escape the cops exactly like you would expect, reach the safe house, and earn Cashing In and Notorious. We also went through with the last of the off-road story missions that was just as short as the rest, and got the trophy off the grid. Like with the other storylines, we received another vehicle, and that's the F-150 Raptor. If this one doesn't look that familiar to you, it's understandable, because this one is quite fresh from Payback, being driven by Faith Jones of the Free Ember Militia League. We'll now customize our car some more, both visually and technically, and thanks to the ultimate parts we won in those heat events, we are now at more than 400 performance points. By testing out our car and winning in this event, we earn for winning a race with a 400 plus performance rating vehicle, Blame the Vein for winning a race with all vehicle effect slots equipped, and Around the World for winning the Discovery event. I was actually going for the first 2 trophies, but the third one was completely random, but very welcome. Since this vehicle handles extremely well on both road and off-road, we're gonna get the last billboards remaining and some of the jumps that we are able to. By smashing into the last one, we got a bit of Paradise, which I think is a reference to Burnout Paradise? So when I get to play that game, I should expect to go through some billboards. We attempted the remaining jump activities, get 3 stars in this one specifically, and get full send for completing all long jumps. We still have a few that we were unable to get 3 stars for, so we'll get back to those later on. Time for the speed traps. I'm actually loving this Evo so far, so we're gonna upgrade the crap out of it. For that, we're gonna need more ultimate parts, so that means more heat events. After escaping one of the cop chases, we get the trophy Travis Who? For escaping 100 cop chases. Obviously a reference to Travis from the 2015 reboot, who was the outlaw. The game also has a very weird spawning mechanic, cause cop cars actually appear out of thin air, just for the purpose of starting a pursuit. We got ultimate plus cooling and crankshaft, and it's time to go for the rest of the activity. We got 3 stars in all the long jumps, and the last ones remaining are the speed traps. These were the most annoying, but not the most difficult. It just takes a couple of tries to get them with the right car. That being said, we went to the last one, and for completing it, we got Danger Zone. Last but not least, we of course need 3 stars in everything, and it so happens that we only have 2 more speed traps to do. For completing them, we get Be the Very Best, for getting all collectibles and 3 stars on all activities, and the Brightest Star, for getting a 3-star rating on all activities. With that, we have this world in the palm of our hands. Next up, multiplayer! We only have 2 very easy ones in which we don't even need to win, just finish the events. The only issue is that the matchmaking is very slow. In order to get into a race, you need to either wait for someone in the lobby to invite you, or you need to go to an event and invite them. More often than not, no one will join, so you need to find another lobby and try again. By finishing our 5th event, we receive You Have Friends? Sadly, I don't, that's why I keep joining random lobbies. Thanks for reminding me, game. Several episodes of some TV show later, we finally reached our 25th event, which we finished, and earned Benefits Are Nice. 5 more trophies to get. Firstly, we need to wreck a lot of cops, which is very enjoyable. The docs are our friend here thanks to the menu ramps and the fact that we can hide easily to avoid total annihilation. We then receive 1156 for taking down 100 cops.
Just what the shit? Damn it.
Don't let up. They gotta pay.
Our target is stopped.
We now need to reach crew level 50, which is actually severely difficult. After so many hours of playing, the crew is only level 37, so this will take a while. I had to look this up online, and it looks like you can easily earn this by joining a crew that's already level 50. With the power of PSN Profiles sessions, I found one that's always present to join, made a request, and waited for approval. In the meantime, we'll go to the dealership to keep our tradition of hoping that Need for Speed finally solved the engine overheating issue of the McLaren P1, and no. The fans are still not functional on this vehicle since Rivals. And yes, I did do a few laps of this track to warm the engine up, thinking that might do it, but with no success. We'll switch back to our Evo, go to the event on the same track, and in the last lap, overtake everyone going from last to first. For that, we earned Comeback Kid.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, right?
Yes.
Kim Kardashian?
Well,
In the video, she gets cum on her back, I think.
Similar to Payback, we have a trophy where we need to reach 240 miles per hour or 380 kilometers per hour. Our car only has a top speed of 373, so we're gonna buy the Regera, go on a straight downhill road, and earn warp speed. From here on out, it's all a waiting game to get that crew approval. After a day or so, we entered the game and earned all for one for reaching max crew level with your crew, and the Platinum Trophy
Need for Speed.
for collecting all trophies. Yeah, this is definitely, and officially, my favorite modern Need for Speed game. Besides the story, which was a serious downgrade from Payback from my point of view, and the way that you can cheese the cop pursuits, it was very, very enjoyable. A huge amount of cars, although apparently the RSR is still the meta, which kind of beats the point of variety in multiplayer, but if you just want to have fun, the cars will reward you with that, especially in single player. Engine swaps, a shit ton of upgrades, and the fact that you can tune any car for different disciplines. You can put in some off-road parts and delve into the open world, which was really pleasant to explore. Not to mention that they took out all the microtransactions, and the only two things remaining is the McLaren F1, which I think was more like a DLC edition, and the keys to the map time saver, which can be easily ignored by using an online map. Not as intuitive, but definitely not necessary. The Platinum took a while, Jesus Christ with the amount of collectibles and activities. I personally never had anything against collectibles as long as they don't require me to actively look for them so I can watch a cringe compilation or some TV show, so I don't really mind them. The activities were challenging enough to make you play the game and get some upgrades as needed, so yeah, Heat is quite fire. Or cool. We now have one more Need for Speed game to get to Platinum 4. I'm really looking forward to it, and with this franchise trophy journey slowly coming to an end, I would really like to know what other games would you like me to prepare for the time being. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.
Yeah, my car just got knocked out.